Luke chapter 12:22. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life. It's as simple as that. God does not want us to worry about the little things of our life. But you might immediately think in me saying that it's not that easy. I have way too much stuff to worry about. I got my friends I got to worry about, maybe even my family, my house payments, my job. But the point that God is telling us is that these things, he's not saying these things are not important. He's saying that worrying about them accomplishes nothing. I can tell you, I've known a lot of people who care about the opinions of others, and that goes for myself too, who constantly worry about what other people think about them. Let me tell you, it does not change anything. I've seen a lot of people worry about money. It doesn't make them rich overnight. Name one thing that you can worry about that'll just will magically fix it. You might still be kind of making excuses a little bit in your head where you might think to yourself, well, if I worry about something, I could plan out accordingly on how to fix said thing. But that's just cope. I mean, you can still plan about things and try and figure out your life without constantly worrying and giving yourself stress about it. And we're all going to worry about stuff from now and then, but like whenever you constantly think about it 24/7, you're not solving anything. You're just stressing yourself out for no reason. It's really just unhealthy. I know a lot of people don't understand how unhealthy it is to worry all the time, but I've seen it and felt it firsthand. All it does is ruin my day and just makes me a miserable person to be around. But let me quote the rest of Luke chapter 12:22 real quick. Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens, they do not sow or reap, they have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable you are than birds. Who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? So basically, what God is telling us is, again, do not worry about anything. There's no point. But he also is telling us that we do not need to worry about anything because he will provide for us. He says, when he's talking about the birds, he's basically talking about everything. Everything on this planet is naturally provided for. Like animals, they can always find something to eat because God will always feed them. But are we not more important and closer to God than the animals on this planet? That's what he's getting at. And he also says, who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? That's kind of what I was trying to get at too. It literally just does nothing for us. I hate worrying about stuff. I hate being stressed out. And the only real comfort in life comes from the Lord. I mean, you can always have people to lean against and stuff like that, but God will always be there for you. You don't need to worry about anything because his opinion matters more than anyone else's. And he truly has love for you. That kind of goes into another quote from Luke chapter 12. It says, consider how the wild flowers grow. They do not labor or spin, yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today, and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, how much more will he clothe you, you of little faith? So let's think about that last part it says there, you of little faith. So if God will always provide for us and be with us worrying about all this stupid stuff, I don't know about you guys, but I worry about a lot of stupid stuff. If we are constantly worrying about things that God says isn't in his hands, that just shows how little faith we have in him. Because if we sit around and stress out and worry, it's really just a distraction from him and the glory he can bring to our lives. My cat's picking up a bag. I don't know if you can hear it. Alright, he's under the bed now. Anyway, as Christians, the opinions of others should not matter to us at all. Because God is the highest authority, and his opinion matters above all else. You could die tomorrow, and it would not matter. Because you will be with your Father in heaven. There is no point in worrying about anything. And the more you think about this, it will take some time. I'm not going to say that you're going to watch one YouTube video, and then you're immediately going to change your lifestyle, stop worrying about everything. But once you start to follow God, you will slowly be able to change the way you act and the way you feel about certain things. The more you put this into practice, the easier it will be to just stop caring about all these little things that you cannot control. Let's talk about high school for a second. All of us will either go to high school or have already been in high school. Whenever I was in high school, I saw people worrying about what the people around them, not even just their friends, but what everyone else was thinking about them. They were worried about their clothes, they were worried about how they were perceived. It did not change anything at all. I still heard these same people getting talked bad about, even if they were nice. I never saw anyone immediately get girls chasing after them after they changed their haircut. I never saw anyone get treated with a high amount of respect for what they were. I actually saw more people get made fun of for dressing differently than everyone else or doing things differently. But I'm not saying this because that's a good thing. No, it's actually really bad that people trying to express themselves, they get made fun of. But why would we want to care about people's opinions like that? Oh, I did what I want to do, so somebody made fun of me for it. Why should we worry about what people like that think? But what about what my friends think? I'm going to be honest. Most of the time, whenever your friends say something against you, it's a joke anyway. But if they're being serious, then you shouldn't care. The closest people to you, their opinions are not stronger than the Lord's opinion. And if you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you're not sinning, you're still close with God, what does it matter? Nothing they say or do can affect you if you just keep strong with your faith. But anyway, that's about it. See ya.